Hello, flock members. Badraven here. We are doing a late review of a movie that I was really looking forward to at the time when it came out on Friday the 13th of October 2017. Me and Andrew had saw the trailer for this a few months back, and it looked really cool because we liked the Groundhog Day type theme that it was going to use, and we thought, well, that looks kind of interesting. We were going to watch it, and I didn't end up watching it with him because we had the Friday 13th marathon that same night, and I didn't get to go see it, and I had to work the next day, and he ended up watching it, and he kind of liked it. Him and my niece Chloe, they kind of liked it, but they said, wasn't the greatest movie ever. It took me a couple more weeks before I got to see it, or at least a week or so before I got to see it. So this is kind of a late review, but I wanted to review it either way, and this is going to be a spoiler review. If you haven't watched it, don't watch this review until after you see it, because there's some things that I have to tell you about that I disliked about the movie. Okay, let's get into this. This is a Happy Death Day, and like I said, I really thought the premise was really cool. I thought it was really neat that they had the Groundhog Day premise with a killer trying to, with the help of time travel, reliving the same day over and over, being able to find out who her killer is, trying to figure out who her killer is by getting new clues every time that she dies. So I thought that was an awesome way to do a horror film. I'd never seen that done in horror. Of course, this was directed by Christopher Landon. I don't know of anything else he's directed. If you do know other movies he's directed, you can put it down in the comment section. I can look at it, and because I'm not sure if I've seen any of it. It was directed fine. I had no problem with the direction. The look of the film were good, and so I didn't have any problem with that. And as far as the acting go, I thought it was top-notch acting. I mean, everybody seemed to be really good actors in it, and wasn't any really bad acting that I could tell. So that was some pluses I had seen from it. Let me tell you some of the stars. You got Jessica Rothe as Tree Geldman, and that's a wild name, Tree. I've never really thought of ever naming my kid Tree. I know it's a movie, and there's probably people out there that's kids named Tree, and I don't mean to show any offense. It's just a really bizarre name for me, especially a girl. You got Israel Broussard as Carter Davis, Ruby Modine as Laurie Spengler, Charles Atkins as Gregory Butler, Laura Clifton as Stephanie Butler, Jason Bale as David Geldman, and Rob Mello as Joseph Toombs. All right, I'm going to stop it there. There's a lot more people in this. I'll have to kind of look at it to see which person played what here. All right, like I said, it took me a while to watch. I ended up watching it by myself. Like I said, they told me what they thought of my son and my niece. I did like the premise. The movie starts out with her in college. She wakes up in a dorm room, assumes she's had sex or something with the Carter Davis character, because she's in the room with them already. You see this on the trailer. And that's one thing I know you have to show so much of the movie in a trailer to get people interested in going and watch it. I understand that. But the trailer I watched, which this is a freeze frame of the trailer, they gave away every good possible kill that she gets done to. It happens to her. And it really, when I knew it was coming, I knew when it was like ... this is going to happen, ... this is going to happen, because the trailer pretty much took all the good stuff away from me. So that would have probably helped me a lot better if I could have seen the movie without watching it in a trailer, minute or two long trailer beforehand. So that really hurt a lot of the parts in it. Without getting into much of the details, it was too PC for me, too politically correct. There was a lot of stuff about bullying. There was a lot of other stuff in there that I won't go into that I just kind of took me out of the movie. And it seems like bullying is the biggest thing nowadays. Everybody wants to talk about everything. Everybody has a problem, is being bullied. I mean, it's just gets ridiculous sometimes, all the stuff that you see about people talking about. Because her sorority sisters, or I mean, her sister, sort of sister, I guess that would be Lori Spangler, the character Lori Spangler, played by Ruby Modine. You know, that's, I hate to say it, but I went to college. I know what college is like. I mean, stuff are going to happen to you in college that you can't blame bullying on everything. But I noticed with a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows nowadays, that's all they want to, talk about. But I thought it was too PC for sure. But anyway, she ends up having to, like I said, she finds out that somebody dislikes her enough and it knows it's her birthday. Hence the name Happy Death Day, because this person wants to kill her on her birthday, which is this day that she's on. She is a very unlikable character. I'm talking about the character itself. The one girl playing it is a very good actress. I've got nothing against her portrayal of the character. She portrayed her correctly. She's very unlikable at the beginning, and that's what the payoff is later when she becomes likable. She doesn't care about anybody but herself in the movie. She thinks she's better. You know, we've all met people like this in regular life and in college life and any type of atmosphere. You always have somebody that is that type of person. Well, she is that type of person. She doesn't care about anything but herself. So you can see why there was a lot of people who wants to kill her. So as a whodunit, this was a very good movie. And that's another pet peeve. It was more of a whodunit than a scary movie, and maybe that's what they were aiming for the whole time, but I thought it was going to have some scares in it. You know, besides jump scares, there wasn't any type of fear. I had any kind of fear that anything bad was going to happen, because you know she's going to live the same day over. Even the kills weren't really all that bloody, so I mean they should have notched it up to a rated R. I think that would have helped. And like even the scene where she's like walking out, she's like figures she's got to live this day over and over. She's going to do what she wants. She walks out of the dorm room that she's in at the beginning and with no clothes on, and it shows her back. I mean, people. I'm not a perverted person, but you're going to have a good-looking woman like this in this movie. That's a horror film, which is known for showing nudity. They went very, very tame. I thought it was very, very tame in that situation. And even, like I said, the kills were very, very tame, considering that, it's supposed to be brutally killed every time. And the storyline where she's like going back and she gets killed several times, and it's supposed to be like she's like having a relationship with a doctor that's married, and he's like, you should be dead, because we see all this trauma to your body, and you kind of see her kind of reflecting it in some scenes, but then later on, she looks perfectly fine. So they kind of like, I don't know if they just editing errors or something, it just didn't make sense on that part. I like the fact that she goes from this very unlikable person. I like movies like that where they change over the course of the film. She really falls for this guy in the dorm room, Carter. She generally cares about him, and she starts caring about other people's feelings. She sees where she went wrong, because, see, it has a backstory, which was a good backstory, I thought, of her mother dying and how she distanced herself from her dad, and how she didn't, that's how she becomes so superficial. She didn't want to have any kind of feeling. She blew her dad off as far as wanting to talk to him, and he's like constantly calling her, this one day because it's her birthday and they eat together. And I love the scene with them together, and she gets emotional after she's been killed several times. She gets emotional and she's talking about her mother. Thought that scene was very well done. I think they nailed that for sure. But the negatives kind of outweigh the positives with me with this movie. It just felt like a bait and switch type thing. I was expecting a certain type of thing, and it didn't quite deliver. I didn't like the misdirection they tried to do with the killer. I like whodunits. I mean, if it was more of the whodunit than trying to be both, I think it would have been better, or at least one of them would have picked which one they wanted to be. But they had a stupid misdirection of who they thought it would have been the killer, and it was like really, really hard to see that all come into play, that they could have used that one killer guy in the hospital, played by Rob Mello, Jason Toombs, he's supposed to be a killer, and they got him like in the hospital. The killer that you don't know at the time uses him as a fall guy because she thinks she solved it, you know, by getting rid of him. Didn't make any sense. Like, he didn't know it was her birthday, and why would it be on campus? And how would he have got out of because they had a guard with him at the hospital? How would he have got over there to kill her all this time? So it kind of made no sense. I knew that he wasn't the main killer, and I'm giving away the killer. That's her roommate. It was neat about the cupcake poisoning her. But give me a break on the motive. She took her boyfriend. She slept with her boyfriend or whatever it was that she did, and she's going to kill her, going to poison her, put her life in danger. You know, even if she would have ate the cupcake at the beginning that she had was going to poison her with. See, that's how she found out she was the actual killer, because after she got rid of the killer in the hospital that was being held by the police, the serial killer type guy, she ends up eating the cupcake that their roommate made her at the beginning that she has constantly like throwing in the garbage. She ends up dying again and reliving it. She's like, I thought I solved it. And that's how she figures out that her roommate is the one that done it. And she works at the hospital, and that's how she was supposed to be able to get the guy loose to try to pin it on him. But give me a break on her motive. Was that her boyfriend? She was with her boyfriend. I thought that was very, very, very lame. That's about all I can say about the movie. At least it was something fresh. I do like that it was something fresh. But like I said, there was too many parts that brought me out of the movie with the PC, politically correct stuff. And I just couldn't recommend it for that. Not just the PC part, but with, like I said, the killer's motive, the not being rated R, the trailer destroying all the good kills, or at least the good situations that we saw, like the police, when she got out of the place and she was running in the car and she got away and she thought she was going to survive that day, and the police pulled her over. I already knew from the trailer that she was going to, not only that the police was going to get run over, but they were going to smash the car and have, the killer was going to smash the car and have gasoline poured all it was coming pouring out of it. She was going to light it up with a birthday candle and blow up the car. Even showed the explosion. So I mean, it was just too much of everything destroyed for me. So I kind of came in knowing too much. But with all those things, I just plainly say I didn't like the movie. I wouldn't add it to my collection because there's no reason to add it to my collection. It wasn't good enough for a repeat viewing. I would not watch it again ever. So I mean, I don't know what you thought about it. It might be something that you liked. Like I said, if it was just a straight whodunit and she was just reliving it to find out who killed her like that, and that's what they played it up to be, that'd be fine. But I thought it was going to have more horror in it. Maybe people think, oh, well, it was kind of horrific because she's dying every time. But I didn't feel that way. I wasn't like on the edge of my seat. I wasn't like screaming at the screen, don't go in there. I mean, it just didn't do that for me. So I'll have to pass on this one. Please leave your comments about it, whether you liked it or not. I would like to hear that. And I want to tell you that I appreciate you watching my videos, and that the Badraven, always remember that the Badraven is your friend, and we're always wanting to keep you entertained with more and more content. So I'm going to let you go and talk to you later, and bye.